word of God is also the sword of the Spirit. Remember in Ephesians, put on the whole armor of God, that you might be able to stand in the evil days. Remember that? Put on the whole armor of God so that what? You might be able to stand in which day? Evil days. The armor is designed to protect you in battles. Nobody dressed up in armor just to go to a party. When you see a soldier dressed in his armor, he's going to war. The armor is designed to fight, is to defend you and to help you go on the offense. And in the armor, in the spiritual armor, the sword of the Spirit is your offensive weapon. The sword of the Spirit is your offensive what? Weapon. And so the Bible is saying here in the book, can we give them manual, please? Can we give outline, please? The sword of the Spirit is the offensive weapon. It is what? It is the equipment, the instrument you use to fight. Can we give them? Is instrument you use to what? Fight. So the word of God is Jesus covered in flesh. Jesus is the word of God covered in flesh, but the word of God is also sword. So if you don't have your sword, how do you fight in the battle? Many of us are swordless. Many of us have so many knowledge of things that does not matter. We know the football teams. We know their name, basketball teams. We have all kinds of information. But those information will not help you in the time of trouble. They won't help you in your storm. They won't steal the storm for you. They won't help you as a sword in the Spirit to defeat the adversary in the evil days. Perhaps you put on the whole armor so that you might be able to stand in the evil days. God knows that there will be evil days. I just told you at the beginning of this teaching that Jesus was in the boat with them and the storm came. That you are born again, that you are a Christian, that you are serving God and you are saved does not mean challenges will not come. It will come. Bible says, in this world you shall have tribulation. In me you shall have peace. Be of good cheer because I have overcome the world. He's saying to you that trouble is part of the package in this earth. Until we get to heaven, until we get to the new heaven and the new earth, trouble will never cease. I've said this to you a million times in different ways at different times. What you and I have to know is to know how to deal with the storm when it comes. A friend of mine called me this morning, very early in the morning, called me. I look at the call. I didn't pick it up. I was so exhausted because I've been up for a while. Then he called me again, then I need to say, call me. So I pick it up. And he said to me, he said, I know you have been in ministry for a long time. He said, I know that you've been in ministry ever before I even thought about ministry. I need to ask you a question. I said, what is going on? Have you ever done this? Have you ever done this? Have you ever made this mistake? I said, what? Tell me specific, what is going on? He said, no, you tell me first. Have you ever been in this situation? I said, where do you want me to start? I said, if I start this story, what is going on? And he's a pastor. And he's been a pastor for over 20 years. And he has a thriving church. But what he was faced with totally discouraging, make him question his call in this particular mission. He was so down. I could hear it in his voice. I began to talk to him. I began to encourage him. I began to challenge him. See, he didn't know what storm I'm facing. But God comforts us so that we can comfort others. Many times the storm you are facing is not even for you. It's a training ground for you so that it can be a blessing for others. So that's why we don't always say, God, why me? What is this? How long is this going to take? You talk like that, Satan will just be clapping for you. Keep talking. Because you are putting fuel inside Satan's fire. And you are extending your journey. You are turning your 40 days journey to 40 years. You know, the children of Israel were supposed to only take 40 days to get from Egypt to the promised land. Some people even say it was supposed to be 14 days. Some people say 14, some people say 40. But nobody goes beyond that, 14 or 40. They end up spending 40 years because of the way they were talking. Your mouth is powerful. Tell your neighbor, your mouth is powerful. No, some of you didn't say. Tell your neighbor, your mouth is powerful. Tell your neighbor, watch it. Your mouth is powerful. It was their words that God said, okay, God said, you're talking to me like that, go around again. Every time they talk to God like that, God said, you talking to me like that, go around again. They run, God, you talking to me like that, go around again. In fact, if you read Exodus, read Numbers, read Genesis, there are many times they were in front of the promised land. They were in front of Canaan, and God said, don't enter, if you enter, they will kill you. This is the promised land. They were in front of it. God said, don't enter. Go around again. They were going around in circles. They see the promised land, they couldn't enter because of what they were saying. Oh, we don't have enough water. It's better for us to have died in Egypt. Okay, don't worry. You don't have to travel back to Egypt. I'll kill you in the wilderness. I will save you the trip. So God killed all of them. All of them. All the senior, all the old people that left Egypt, not one of them entered the promised land except for Caleb and Joshua. It was their children that entered the promised land because they kept on running their mouth. Tell your neighbor, stop running your mouth. Tell your neighbor, tell him now, tell her, stop running your mouth. Tell your neighbor, you talk too much. Talk too much. The problem is not the devil. The problem is your mouth. Because every time they run their mouth, God says, go around again. Go around again. Oh, how come there's not enough water here? Oh, how come we don't have enough meat? How come, in Egypt, we are eating beans and onions and garlic. And here we have, as if beans, onion, and garlic is something special. Let's go back to Egypt. God said, really? God said, I will save you the ticket. I'll kill you right here. He killed them all. God killed them all. Even Moses, the greatest of all men, the meekest of all men, one of the greatest of all great that God created. Even him did not enter the promised land. And the reason he didn't enter the promised land was that the people provoked him. Do you know what it means to be the meek? Okay, let's first start. Let me start slow. Do you know what it means to be meek? What does it mean to be meek? Gentle, patient. You don't ever raise your voice. People know that. I don't even know the English to describe it. Soft, succulent, nice, sweet, respectful, courteous, very humble, nice. That was Moses. Now, that was not Moses. Because Moses was not only meek, he was the meekest of all men. Can you imagine? God looked at the entire world and said Moses was the meekest in the entire world. But the children of Israel provoked him so much. The meekest man became the angriest man. He was so angry. He started hitting the rock when he was supposed to be speaking to the rock. He started insulting the people, cursing them out. Do you know what Moses did? When Moses came back from the top of the mountain, remember that? After he was coming down with the 10 Commandments, and he saw them worshiping the golden calf, he got so mad. What did he do? The 10 Commandments that God himself wrote with his fingers. Not the professor, not the president. God, like the capital God. Used his finger to write on a tablet. Moses was so angry because of these children of Israel. He broke the tablet.